preparing myself mentally for game day, it starts with a lot of film study. I watch a lot of film. We have those resources at Boston College. I've had a coach, Doug Marone, who, is an offensive line coach, but he would sit down with me during the week and we would study offensive linemen just to prepare myself and build a game plan, for how I would attack an offensive lineman. So that's a big part into it. But obviously, taking care of my body, eating right throughout the week, staying conditioned. I knew I had to play a lot of snaps this past year. Obviously doing extra work, whether that's extra running, extra, defensive line drills, or it's, extra lifting just to stay strong throughout the entire year.
Donovan, several connections now with the Patriots, like you just mentioned with Foxboro, Coach O'Brien coaching there. What would it be like to stay up locally, play for the Patriots, play on your own, play for free?
It would. Yeah, exactly. It would be good. I know the area very well. I've been there for 4 years already, so I definitely wouldn't mind being a Patriot either.
What's your favorite place?
Go ahead.
Oh, Donovan, you said earlier that you have put an emphasis on working on the power to show you're not just a speed rusher. Right. Can you speak a little bit to what goes into that for someone who people look at and say you're slightly undersized for the position?
Yeah.
So what goes into you working on your power as a rusher?
Get in the weight room. But honestly, I don't think I'm undersized. There's been greats before me that maybe shorter than me that are doing that or that did it at such a high level. I compare myself, stature-wise to like a Von Miller. I know there were guys that were even, 6 foot, a little bit shorter than me, who, did it. So, but going back to your original question, definitely get in a weight room. I've always been somebody who's, strong lower body. So that's a big emphasis.
How validating was it to be named first team All ACC and then a consensus All American? How does it feel to put in that work in your
Yeah, I'm definitely not an accolade type of person, but after the fact, and I definitely look at it, later on in my life, and I'll say, okay, wow, that was a pretty cool accomplishment. In the moment, sometimes I'm typically goal driven, goal oriented. I focus on the future, so I haven't quite thought about it too much. But I can say it was pretty cool.
To get drafted to a team that's rebuilding, winning doesn't happen immediately. How would you play into that culture and contribute to building up that winning?
Yeah, it doesn't matter if, we were losing by 30 points or winning by 30 points. You're going to get the same hardworking individual out of me, somebody who's going to give extreme effort and relentless effort. So that's what I bring to the culture. Somebody who's going to work their tail off day in and day out. And I think that's extremely important to rebuilding a winning culture. It's been really cool. He brings a lot of knowledge. He's had such a great career in the NFL, Super Bowl champion, and he's a good person as well. So it's been really good to learn from him, watch extra film with him, ask him small little questions about defensive play. From him, so it's been really a cool experience.
Donovan, the Falcons have an obvious pass rush need in the first 2 rounds.
Okay.
You've been one of the 4 or 5 popular names among the fans and the media down there in Atlanta. What would be something outside of your obnoxiously lengthy body, your very long length, for everyone who said you're undersized, you really have the length surpassing those other prospects? What would be something on the field outside of that you think would differentiate you?
Yeah, I think I'm a dynamic pass rusher. So I have a deep bag of pass rush moves, and the ability I can ghost rush, I can cross chop, I can swipe, I can counter inside, and I'm working on the power aspect, but I think I can bring some power in my rushes as well. So I think that separates me. I'm not like a one-trick pony, or I'm not somebody who doesn't rush with a plan or rush with some type of knowledge. And I think that differentiates me.
I'd add to that, there's a obvious coaching change, the hiring of Ulbrich in Atlanta. What would be your thought process going into a team that's maybe did a 3-4 transition into a 4-3 or vice versa entering this process? Speaking in terms of Atlanta.
Yeah. So I've played in both a 3-4 scheme, a 3-4 multiple, and a 4-down scheme. My first few years at Boston College. So it's not too much different for me, honestly. It's obviously different verbiage, different language, but that's something that, I'm a relatively fast learner, and I don't think I'll have an issue with that part, but I could definitely play in both schemes.
Thanks, man.
Donovan, being from New Jersey, specifically South Jersey in particular, how do you wear that as a badge of honor?
Yeah, so if you know anything about Jersey guys or South Jersey or Philly, we carry a chip on our shoulder at all times. Like that's just who we are. So, because if you know anything about Jersey football, if you're not from Jersey, a lot of people are like, okay, what's going on down there? And that's the chip. Yeah, people typically count us out, but it's definitely a badge of honor. Where are you from? I'm from Williamstown, New Jersey. That's what I rep. So
I'm from New Jersey too. I go to Rowan University, so
okay, right there.
I'm around South Jersey all the time. All my friends are from there, so I'm from North Jersey originally, the Caldwells, but
Okay.
I got a little bit of South Jersey myself. And all the Jersey prospects, you guys have a group chat of, I'm sure it's for Jersey. Let's all be friends.
Nah. So there's no group chat, but we all like mutually know each other. Definitely follow each other on Instagram, keep up with each other. But there's no like group chat. Yeah.
All right. And lastly, Taylor Ham or Pork?
Can you say it again?
Taylor Ham or Pork?
It doesn't matter. I like both. So yeah.
Good
Good luck.
luck, man.
Thank you.
Now, going back to Doug Marrone now with the Patriots, of course.
Yeah.
First, have you had a chance to meet with him? And also with Doug specifically, what's a specific lesson that maybe sticks out the most that you already learned from him that helped you win?
Yeah, so I haven't been able to meet with him just yet. I mean, I guess I didn't even know he got hired by the Patriots until somebody told me here, I was getting interviewed. So, but I would say a lesson that, he taught me was just, paying smaller attention to detail to studying offensive linemen. And I think that's something that he's very good at. He's been doing it for however long, since way before I was born. And he knows what to look for. So just being able to pick his brain on, the strengths and weaknesses of an offensive lineman, or what makes this offensive lineman elite versus just good. That was very important and pivotal for my season this past year.
Now, what's your preparation process like now that you kind of got that to your tool belt? What was it like before, maybe how you?
So at first, myself and Coach Marone would watch film together during the week. And then as the season went on, he kind of would just, make a cut up for me with his notes, and I would watch it myself, and then we would talk about it. And so that's kind of how I grew in that aspect. I definitely got a better eye for, offensive linemen, and I've added that in my process. So
How do you develop a name tag?
I just watch a lot of people. I watch a lot of pass rushers: Von Miller, Max Crosby, Nick Bosa, Yannick Ngakoue, DeMarcus Ware, Khalil Mack. I watch a lot of pass rushers, and I'm the type of person, when I see it, I'm like, okay, that was effective. What did he do for that to work? And then I'll just go out and try it. I'll go out and work it. In a couple of games this past year, I was just trying stuff. Like University of Virginia, I was doing the outside spin a couple times. I saw it, and I was like, okay, and I just worked it a few times in practice, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna bring it out. Why not? Just to show it.
Yeah, Tom, one more question.
The NFL's moving increasingly to large schemes where edge rushers go through contests and drop.
Yeah.
Seven rushers.
Yeah.
And then you have had a lot of reps where you've had to drop.
Right. Yeah, I'm very comfortable because I pride myself in being an athlete. I know that I can drop in coverage. Sometimes I like to get some work with some of the DBs. I've gotten work with some DBs and linebackers at my school, and obviously now in this process, I might be asked to drop, at the combine. And I know outside linebackers, defensive ends, we're going to be asked to drop at the combine. So I've been working on that. So definitely very comfortable in that world. Obviously, repetition makes perfection. But I would say I'm very comfortable.